Hello, welcome back students to the session on Python data structures, list and tuple. In the last session, we understood how different operations and different methods can be applied on a list. Operations such as concatenation, which is a plus operator, or multiplication, which is an asterisk operator. And then we also understood different methods wherein you can apply a sorting technique. That is, if the list is unsorted or unorganized, you can make use of sort. And on the similar lines, we can make use of different other methods which can be used to append an item, or maybe extend, or maybe to delete an item. To append, we can make use of append method. To extend, we can make use of extend method, that is appending only a single item. While we need to extend more than one item, we can make use of a extend method. And then while for deleting we can make use of three different methods. The first method is the pop, which is used whenever we need to return the item deleted, or for that matter, if we are not interested in the item deleted and only interested in deleting by the index, then we can make use of del method, wherein you can specify the list with the slicing. The slicing was also discussed, if you can remember that slicing was discussed with respect to the colon operator. This slicing can be used to delete the item using this del method. And finally, we also understood how to remove an element or an atom by its name if you do not know the index, by using remove. And finally, later at the end of the session, we had discussed given two questions. I had given two questions for the practice, or rather you must have worked on it by applying these different concepts that we learned. Anyhow, I am going to discuss those two questions before proceeding with the tuple concept. The first program was about, that is, accepts a list, modifies it by removing the first and the last elements, and then first prints those deleted items, and then it prints the rest of the list. So you know that here the concept involved is deleting, but out of the three methods, we are interested in the first method, that you must have guessed it, that is pop, because we need to know which is the first element to be deleted or the last element. So let us go through this solution quickly so that you can understand. Now let us assume that this is a list, and now you know the first element is at the 0th location, but after removing the first element, the entire list gets adjusted. So you should not forget that after removing the first element, the last element index would be changed. In that case, it would become 0, 1, 2, and hence you should use what is called as print names of pop2 to delete the last element, and then finally print the rest of the list by using what is called as the for loop. So this is how you can do it for var in names, and you can display each of the names, or for that matter you can avoid this. Python allows you to display the entire list by just saying names, print of names also. So this is the solution for the first problem. Now let us see the next problem, that is, write a Python program that accepts a list, modifies it by removing the first and last elements, and then copies the remaining list to a new list. So this is a similar problem, but again we are not interested in this case. We are not interested in the deleted element. So you can make use of either the del method or a remove method. Now if you use the del method, because you don't know which items are there, so it is a better option would be to make use of a del method by specifying the index, the first and the last index, and then subsequently copying that deleted list or deleted item list to a new list. So let us see the solution. We will assume the same list here. Now you know that del has to be used, but now we are deleting the first element, but we are not interested in displaying that element. So del of names of 0. But once this item is deleted, you know that the entire list is modified, because it is a mutable, list is mutable. So Rameses comes to the 0th element, so Ramesh comes to the 1 and 2. So this is the last element which is at the second location. Now you can say del of 0, 1, 2. Actually it is 2, not 3. So this is del of names of 2, that is 0th element is removed, 0, this becomes 0, 1, 2. So you can see that del of names of 2 would be the last element, and then subsequently you can copy this entire thing to a new list, new lst equals names, and then print that list by using a for loop or a print of names. So var in new lst print var. This is the these are the solutions as far as the two questions are concerned. I hope you must have practiced and understood this. Now today let us continue with the next concept, that is tuple or tuples. Now we already know what is a list. Very distinctly we know that a list allows to store different types of items. So tuple also has a similar behavior, but it adds at a certain features which are different. It differentiates from the list we are going to see. So if you look at the tuple is a sequence of values much like a list. The values stored in a tuple can be of any type that we know it, and they are indexed by integer. So they are also indexed by integer. The important difference is that tuples are immutable. Now you know that list is a mutable, that is we can change it, but tuples are immutable, means you cannot change their values once assigned. Before assigning, of course we are not talking about it, but once the tuples are assigned, you cannot change them. So tuples are comparable so that it can be sorted and also used as key values in Python dictionaries. Now this is another thing that we are going to learn later, wherein we are going to use these tuples as an application. So tuples find quite a useful, rather they are very viable in case of dictionaries. They will be useful in case of dictionaries where we can sort, use for sorting as well as for searching key values in a dictionary where the meanings of the words are fixed. Syntactically, tuple is a comma separated list of values. Now slight difference, now it is generally given as separated by a comma. For example, if I just say only single quote, say it is not a tuple, but moment I put a comma, then only it is a tuple. Even if I have one element in the entire list, I must say that it is a single quotes a comma. So that comma itself is a differentiating factor. Now for example, t equals this, so it is separated by a comma, so a, b, c, d under single quotes. Although it is not necessary, it is common to enclose tuples in parentheses. Now this is one way of doing it. Another is put a parenthesis, whereas in case of list we make use of a square brackets, whereas in case of tuples we make use of angle brackets here. So this is the difference, another difference that we have. Now, to make it more distinct, as I was discussing, that t1 equals single quotes a. If I just say a, then it is not a tuple, but if I put a comma, then only it is a tuple. For example, if I say print type of t1, then it will show me that it is a tuple, whereas in this case, if I just say t2 equals angle bracket single quotes a, then when I say type of t2, then it tells me that it has taken it as a string and not as a tuple. So this comma differentiates it. So please remember that you should put that comma there. Then the tuple can be empty tuple, or it can be made to be declared, that is a variable can be declared of the tuple type by using a keyword called as a tuple, or it is also a function that you can make use of it as a tuple, that is built-in function with no arguments. It creates an empty tuple, and you cannot use this keyword tuple as a variable in your program. So please be careful that you don't use this tuple as a variable. And whenever I say print t, since it is an empty tuple, I have nothing in the tuple, so it will show me angle brackets with nothing inside. Now this is clear, but that is we cannot use it as a variable. So that is what is the meaning of this, because it's a constructor. Construct is a concept from object oriented programming, so that is future topic. Of course, you can, for the time being, you can ignore that, and the rest of the things are clear. Now, for example, in this case, t is another tuple here, which is pointing to a, b, c, d, e. If I say print of t of 0, the rest of the behavior is similar to your list. That is, if I take t of 0, or if I use a slicing, then I can make use of the similar concept that we have used in case of list. Now you should also know one more thing, that whenever I have a string, for example, if I have stored that entire string as a tuple here in a single quotes, then whenever I print it, it will print me as a character string with a single quotes, each character separated by a single quotes. And similarly, I have a slice operation here, which allows me to display it 1:3. If I say print t of 1:3, then it will print from 1, 2, 3 minus 1, that is 2. So so this BC is an example which refers to this tuple, not that one. So please understand that this is for this tuple. If I use this 1:3, it would be UP. We'll try to go through the code and then see the demonstration of it, not a problem. But if one of the elements of the tuple is modified, that is, if I try to change it, now you know that it is immutable. If I say t of 0 equals a, then it will not allow me, because object does not support item assignment. That would be an type error. However, I can replace with another tuple, meaning, for example, if I have t equals a, b, c, d, e, and t equals the capital A, comma, this is another tuple which is getting added to this, then I can create another t with this t which is added with the original t. Now I am trying to add all the elements except the first element. From the first element, skipping the first element to the rest of the elements, I am adding a, so it would be capital A, B, C, D, E. So this is how I can make use of these tuples. And further, let us try to execute this in the Python codes with the Python code using Thorn editor and actually visualize it. Now I have already typed here t equals a, b, c, d, e. Now if I say print of t of 1:3, then if I say F5, run this, then I would get BC here. Now apart from this, we'll also see the behavior, what would happen in case if I say t of 1 equals some other character, let us say a, that is, I am trying to modify the tuple here, then what would happen? In that case, I would get an error, tuple object does not support item assignment. So you can see here, this is what is the meaning of the tuple assignment. Whereas in case of the other aspect, wherein I am trying to create another new tuple, but with this as another tuple, that is a, I want to use, and then subsequently plus it with the t of 1:2 the rest of the elements, then it makes a different sense. That is, if this is a one tuple and this is the original tuple, but a new tuple will get created here, and this is very much allowed. Now if I run this, I would get a replaced by that, the first this thing, and a, b, c, d, e. Of course, that is the output of the previous is also displayed. You can hash it so that it gets commented and you will not disturb by the visualization. So a, b, c, d, e, so on. So now we will try to understand what is the meaning of comparing tuples. Now that is, you can compare two different tuples. So when you try to compare, it compares the first element from each sequence, that is from 0 with 0, 1 with 3 and so on. Now if they are equal, if 0 and 0 are equal, then it goes with the next number, that is 1 and 3 and so on, until it finds the element that differs. So moment it finds the element is different, it will not check for the subsequent element. What is the meaning here is, in this case 0, 1, 2 and 0, 3, 4, you know that it is written as the first tuple is less than 0, 3, the second tuple. The answer is true, because 0, 0 is same, but 1 is less than 3, so it will say true. It will not check whether 2 is less than 4 or not. Similarly, if I have here 0, 1, comma, this 2 with this big number, that is nearly around 20 lakhs, So what would happen in this case? Still it is true because it will check with 0 0, 0 0 is fine, but 1 is less than 3, so immediately it will say that it is true because that the first tuple is less, and it will not check for the next subsequent value, that is 20 lakhs with the 4. So this is how the comparison works in case of tuple. Now we'll try to understand the difference between tuple and a list. Basically, what are the important differences and how a tuple would refer to a list. So in this context, if you look at, tuples are stored in a single block of memory, while tuples are immutable and does not require extra space to store new objects. Now internally, what does it mean is, if you see the list, then lists are of course mutable because they require more than one block. The first block is has the information about the object, while the second block has information about the variable size of the data. And hence, because of this reason, tuples are faster than list. So whenever there is a occasion or a situation wherein you need to make a choice between a list and a tuple, then certainly yes, if it is a speed criteria, then tuples are faster. Now, apart from that, if the application demands that I have some constant set of values which can be iterated through, that is, I have a fixed set of values which are not going to change, then again I would prefer what is called as a tuple than a list. Apart from that, if I have something wherein the data needs to be protected, that is, it need not be altered, in this particular context also you can make use of a tuple. Generally, whenever you have an application which says that my data is write protect, you must have come across the word called as a write protect. That is, I don't want it to be altered, then you can use this tuple in this particular context of programming. So with this note, let us end this session, and in the next session we'll see how to have the tuple assignments, as well as a program which can demonstrate with the help of a tuple to make use of something called as a decorate and undecorate sequence. So thank you, have a good day and a safe day.